Hello everyone! In this video I'm going to show you how to crochet this cute cover for your book. Let's start with the magic ring. Take your yarn and wrap the short end around your fingers like this. Insert your hook under the first loop and grab the second one. Twist and make chain 1. Chain 1 again. Now these 2 chains will count as our first double crochet. We are going to make 2 double crochets into this ring, yarn over, insert your hook into the ring, pull up the yarn, yarn over and work 2 and the last 2 loops. That's 1. Let's make another one in the same way. Now chain 2 and make 3 double crochets into the ring. Again, chain 2 and make 3 double crochets. Chain 2 one more time and make the last 3 double crochets. Now pull the short yarn tail to close the ring. To finish the row, we'll make chain 1 and join with a half double crochet. Yarn over and insert your hook into the space between the chains and the first double crochet. Pull up the yarn and work 3 loops on your hook. Chain 2. Remember, these 2 chains count as 1 double crochet, so now we need to add 2 more double crochets into this corner space. Now we are going to work into the next corner. In this chain space, make 3 double crochets. Chain 2 and then 3 more double crochets, all in the same space. Go to the next corner, again 3 double crochets, chain 2 and make 3 double crochets. Go to the next corner and make 3 double crochets. Chain 2 and 3 double crochets. Now we've reached the last corner. This is also the beginning of the row. In this chain space, make 3 double crochets. To finish the row, chain 1 and join with a half double crochet. Insert your hook into the space between the chains and the first double crochet. Pull up the yarn, yarn over and work 3 loops on your hook. Chain 2 and then make 2 double crochets into the same corner space. In each of those spaces, we are going to make 3 double crochets. Now we are at the corner. As before, in each corner we make 3 double crochets. Chain 2 and 3 more double crochets. Just keep repeating this pattern until the end of the row. In each side chain space, make 3 double crochets. In each corner space, make 3 double crochets, chain 2 and 3 double crochets. We're back at the beginning of the row. Into this corner, make 3 double crochets. Chain 1 and make 1 half double crochet. As always, we start with chain 2, then make 2 double crochets into the same corner space. Now keep going, 3 double crochets into each chain space, and in each corner space make 3 double crochets, chain 2 and 3 double crochets. Go ahead and continue this row on your own. I'll meet you at the end when it's time to join the row. Now let's make the last 3 double crochets into the final corner. Chain 1 and join with a half double crochet. And that's it. We've finished the white part. Now chain 1, cut the yarn and leave a short tail. Go ahead and weave in this short tail. Then take the tail from the center of our square, pull it tight, then weave it in the stitches. Grab the red yarn and make a slip knot. Wrap the yarn around your finger like this. Insert your hook under the first loop and grab the second one. Pull the loop of your finger and tighten it. Now insert your hook into any corner space. Pull up the slip knot and chain 2. From here, we follow the exact same pattern as before, 3 double crochets in each chain space, and in each corner space, 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. Go ahead and finish this row on your own. Now, as always, chain 1 join with half double crochet, chain 1 again, cut the yarn and leave a short tail. We've already finished 1 granny square and we need to make 6 in total. Now I'll show you how to make these cute little balls. Start with a slip knot. And then chain 21. We are going to make 1 stitch into each chain. Start from the second chain from the hook, make 1 single crochet, then 1 half double crochet, then 2 double crochets, 1 into each stitch, next, make 2 treble crochets, 1 in each stitch. Yarn over twice, insert your hook, pull up the yarn, work 2 loops, then 2, and the last 2. Now make 1 more treble crochet. Then make 2 double crochets, one half double crochet, and 2 slip stitches, 1 in each stitch. Then go back up, 1 half double crochet, 2 double crochets, two treble crochets, two double crochets, and 1 half double crochet. In the last chain, we're going to make 3 single crochets. So 1 single crochet, then turn your work slightly like this, make the second single crochet, turn again and make another 1 single crochet. Now we'll crochet along the other side of the chain. It might be a little tricky to see the stitches, so just use the ones from the other side as your guide. Like here, you can see the half double crochet, then 2 double crochets, then the tallest ones, the treble crochets, and so on. We'll follow the same stitch pattern on this side, so let's go. 1 half double crochet, 2 double crochets, two treble crochets, 2 double crochets, one half double crochet, 2 single crochets, one half double crochet, 2 double crochets, two treble crochets, two double crochets, and one half double crochet. In very last stitch, make one single crochet and then slip stitch into this stitch here. Now chain 1, cut the yarn and leave a long tail for sewing. To make the bottom part of the bow, start with a slip knot and chain 15. Just like before, we are going to make one stitch into each chain. Start from the second chain from the hook. We make one single crochet, one half double crochet, one double crochet, one treble crochet, one double crochet, then one more double crochet and 2 slip stitches. Next, one double crochet, then one more double crochet, one treble crochet, one double crochet, one half double crochet, and in the last stitch make one single crochet. Finish with a slip stitch into the very first stitch, then chain 1, cut the yarn and leave a short tail. Go ahead and weave in both tails on this piece. Now grab your main bow piece and thread the long yarn tail into a needle. This is the front side and this is the back side. As you can see, where we made the slip stitches, we've got 2 small holes. Insert the needle from the back side through that first hole and pull the yarn through. Then from the front side, insert the needle into the second hole and into the other end of the bow, catching the edge stitches like this. Now pull the yarn tight and let's go over those stitches a couple more times to secure them well. Next, take the bottom piece of the bow and place it underneath the main bow like this. Hold it in place and now use the long yarn tail to wrap both parts together in the center. Make sure everything is centered and neat. Then wrap the yarn as many times as you like, but leave a bit of yarn for sewing the bow on the granny square. Once you've finished, pull tight on the back side and make a knot to secure it. And then let's add one more knot to be safe. You'll need to make a total of 4 bows. Now let's sew them on the squares. We are going to sew each bow using these loops here. Thread your needle through these 3 center stitches. Try to insert your needle inside the stitches so the red yarn won't show on the back side. Pull tight, then go through the closest stitches on the bow. Pull tight again and weave it through the white stitches on the square. Try to keep the stitching hidden on the back side. Then go through the white stitches on the square. Pull tight and go back through the next closest stitches on the bow. Bring the needle to the back. Make a knot. And then weave in the yarn tail in the stitches. And I forgot to hide the white yarn tail from the beginning of the granny square. So now is a good time to weave that in too. Sew the other 3 bows the exact same way, so in the end you should have 4 granny squares with bows and 2 squares without. Next, we are going to join the squares together along the short sides. Lay all your pieces out on a flat surface to make the sewing easier. Cut a long piece of red yarn and thread it into the needle. Now, to keep the edges neat and even, we are going to start and end seam by going through the 2 chain stitches at each corner. You might remember these chains. Here they are. Insert your needle into the first chain of the corner and pull the yarn through. Make a knot to secure it You can make 2 knots if you'd like. Now find the 2 chains on the other square and insert your needle into the first one here. Pull tight. Place the squares close together and start sewing them stitch by stitch. Next, insert your needle, catching 1 chain stitch from each square again. That's it. We've joined the chains. Now continue sewing using this snake or zigzag stitch all the way along the edge. Stitch by stitch, catching 2 loops of each stitch. Don't pull the seam too tight, try to keep your tension even so the seam stays nice and flat. When you reach the end, catch the 2 corner chains on each square. Then go over the last stitch a few more times and tie a knot. Bring your needle to the back side and weave in the yarn tail into the nearest stitches. Repeat this process to sew the remaining squares together. You'll be joining 2 squares with bows and 2 without. Now you should have 3 main pieces: the back panel, the front panel and the top flap of the cover with the bows. Now we are going to add a bit of height to the front part of the cover by crocheting a few rows, just enough to reach the size we want. Take the red yarn and make a slip knot. Insert your hook into the first corner space, pull up the slip knot and chain 2. Then make 1 double crochet into the same chain space. Continue working 1 double crochet into each stitch across the row. When you reach a chain space, make 1 double crochet into that space and skip the stitch directly above the chain space and move on to the next stitch. Make 1 double crochet into that space. Next comes the seam where we join the two squares. Insert your hook right into the middle of the seam and make 1 double crochet. Then continue across the next square in the same way. If your edge looks uneven, feel free to add an extra stitch, but be careful not to add too many. We don't want this edge to stretch out, it should be slightly snug. Now chain 1, turn and crochet back starting from the second stitch from the hook. Make 1 double crochet in each stitch until the end of the row. At this point, you can decide if you want to add another row or stop here. It won't affect the rest of the cover, so go with what looks and feels best for you. I'm going to make 1 more row for myself. Just remember, in the first row, the number of stitches doesn't need to match mine. What matters is that the edge isn't too tight or too loose. Your yarn, tension or pattern might be different, and that's totally okay. It won't change how we finish the cover. When you're done, chain 1, cut the yarn and leave a short tail, and weave in the yarn tail into the stitches. Don't forget to also weave in the beginning yarn tail from the start. Now let's attach the top flap of the cover to the back panel, just like we did before, sewing the squares together. Lay out both pieces flat, side by side, close to each other. Just like before, we are going to catch 2 chains at the corners of both pieces to keep the seam even at the beginning and the end. Continue sewing the pieces together stitch by stitch. When you reach the center seam where 2 squares were joined, pay special attention to align the seams of both panels. Improvise where needed to keep symmetry, especially around seam crossings. You might need to adjust your stitches slightly here. Insert the needle directly into the center of the seam on one side and then into the matching seam center of the other side. And continue sewing. At the end, make sure to also stitch through the 2 corner chains on both pieces. Then make a knot, pull the needle to the wrong side and weave in the tail into the stitches. We've already sewn the top flap to the back part of the cover. Now it's time to attach the front panel. Place the pieces together with the wrong sides facing each other and begin sewing by picking up 2 chains from each corner of the squares. In this case, we are sewing the pieces together while holding them with the wrong sides facing. Continue sewing in this way. We reached the middle of the 2 pieces where the seam joining the squares is. Once again, we'll need to improvise slightly to match the seams. Just hold the pieces together and follow the visible stitches. At the end, again pick up 2 chains of the squares, pass the needle through the last stitch a few times to secure it, tie a knot, and weave in the yarn tail inside the stitches. Also, don't forget to tuck in the tail from the beginning of the seam. Next, we'll sew the side edges of the cover. Cut a long piece of yarn and insert the needle into the last stitch from the bottom seam like this. Then continue sewing the side edges together, again holding them with wrong sides facing. Stitch by stitch, sew up the side of the cover. I'll meet you again when we reach the spot where we added extra height to the front panel. At this section, the stitches may not be very visible, so improvisation is necessary. Hold the panels tightly together and work carefully along visible stitches. Be sure not to stretch the front panel so the seam stays even, and pay special attention to the corner of the front panel here. Once you've finished the seam, go over the last stitch a few times to secure it. Tie a knot and hide the yarn tail in the stitches. We need to count how many stitches are left unworked from the top corner of the top flap. Then go to the other side of the cover and count the same number of stitches down from the top. Place a stitch marker on that stitch. This will serve as your reference for where to stop sewing. I got 14 stitches, but your number may be different, so when you're sewing the other side, just remember that you sew up to the marker. This makes it much easier to sew the second side of the cover. At the end, pass the needle through the last stitch a few times, tie a knot, and weave in the yarn tail in the stitches. Now we are going to make a cute edging for the top flap of the cover. Take the red yarn and make a slip knot. Right here, where we sewed the side panels together, you'll find the nearest chain space, pull up the slip knot and make chain 2. Now, in that same chain space, make 2 half double crochets. Then make 1 double crochet and 2 more half double crochets, all into the same chain space. Repeat this pattern along each chain space on the sides of the top flap. 2 half double crochets, 1 double crochet and 2 half double crochets into each chain space. Continue like this until you reach the corner. In the corner, make 1 half double crochet, 1 double crochet, chain 2, 1 double crochet, and 1 half double crochet. Then continue along the next side until you reach the center of the top flap. In each chain space, 2 half double crochets, 1 double crochet and 2 half double crochets. At the center, you'll see 2 chain spaces here. In the first chain space, make 2 half double crochets, Next, make 1 double crochet directly into the center of the seam. In the next chain space, make 2 half double crochets. Then continue. I'll meet you at the last chain space. We've reached the last space, which is located right near the side seam. In this space, just like before, make 2 half double crochets. One double crochet and 2 half double crochets. Now make a slip stitch into the nearest stitch to join. Chain 1. Fasten off the yarn and weave in all yarn ends. Now your cover is almost done. The last step is to make the tie for the top flap. Take the red yarn and measure out 100 centimeters, about 40 inches of yarn. And make a slip knot. Insert your hook into the center of the top flap edging, right above the middle double crochet. Pull up the slip knot, and let's see how to make the tie. You'll be using 2 strands. The bottom yarn is the one you measured earlier and left hanging down, and the top yarn is the working yarn still connected to the ball. So, yarn over using the bottom yarn. Pull through the 2 loops on your hook with the top yarn. And repeat. Yarn over with the bottom yarn, pull through with the top yarn. Just be sure not to mix up the yarns. Use the bottom yarn for yarn overs. Use the top yarn to pull through the loops. For my cover, I made a chain of 115 stitches. At the end, join both yarn ends and use both strands to make the final chain stitch. Tighten and weave in the ends inside the chain. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed crocheting with me. If you did, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. That's all for now. See you again in my new videos. Bye bye!